A special report our News 8 investigators have been digging into more than 10 years ago. A state grievance committee found a local attorney made unwanted sexual advances to a client.
And now that same attorney is back in court fighting to keep his law license. News 8 investigator Noelle Gardner has been looking for answers.
Darren and Ann, 3 former clients, showed up at this attorney's disbarment hearing. Tonight, we're going back, taking a closer look at the process to punish attorneys for bad behavior. Does it work? We are introducing you to women who say no.
I totally trusted him.
Marissa Avelia says she experienced what no woman ever should.
But every time I went, it was filth. It reminds me of a pornographic movie with just him in it.
Avelia says at the time of hiring Mayo, she was in a desperate situation. Short on money, in the midst of a divorce, and she needed an attorney fast. She hired Ira Mayo, seen here in his September 8th disbarment hearing. Avelia sat down with the News 8 investigators about what she alleged happened to her behind closed doors.
And then he unzipped his fly and exposed himself and said, if you put it in your hand or your mouth, it'll go quickly. And somehow I managed to just, I think like this surge of anger and fear came over me, and I just pushed him out of the way.
One of the women who didn't want to be identified filed a grievance complaint against Mayo in 2004, stating, quote, "He coerced me into performing sexual favors in his office to keep my legal fees reduced and less expensive."
Most of the time, he just would sit in his big leather office chair and masturbate in front of me.
Even though her allegations weren't proven in the judicial proceeding, his license was suspended by the court for 15 months with additional conditions for reinstatement.
I remember him telling me to get on the floor, and then I remember him standing up and putting his clothes back on. I mean, that's all I remember.
The allegations of sexual harassment didn't stop at the office. These women told investigators it continued in the courthouse.
He did the same thing, exposing himself, masturbating at the courthouse.
I felt helpless. I felt like he's supposed to be helping me and he's hurting me.
Avelia is just one of several women we found who filed grievance complaints of a sexual nature against Ira Mayo since 2002. The multiple complaints brought on a series of evolving restrictions against his practice. One of the most recent complaints was from Adonica Hubert.
Constantly telling me that I owed him a massage.
For her complaint, Mayo agreed to take additional ethics courses. In 2005, Mayo's license got suspended, not allowed to practice law for 15 months. 2007, he's reinstated and told to direct his practice away from domestic relations cases. July 2010, following a 2008 complaint, the restrictions increase. Mayo's told to stop representing women in domestic relations cases involving criminal matters. April 2014, the state moves to disbar Mayo for allegedly violating that order. The court agreed. He violated his order by representing women in domestic relations cases. Then the court ordered a 4-month suspension starting in October and a lifetime ban on representing women in any manner. Now the court files a second motion alleging a violation of the latest order. According to this motion for disbarment, Mayo represented a woman as recently as 3 months ago. That order has a longtime attorney baffled.
That's just bizarre. I mean, if you're incapable of occupying a position of trust as regards 1/2 of the population, then you shouldn't be serving any portion of it at all.
But Mayo is still practicing law. We caught up with him outside his disbarment hearing. Any comment from you today?
No, I am not to say
And
anything.
his lawyers offered little more.
I cannot talk to you. It's a pending case, so it wouldn't be appropriate to do so.
And the 3 women who talked to us decided to come to the hearing. Huber believes it should have never gotten to this point.
It's really, truly unfair that they continue to let that man practice law and have people's lives in his hands.
Mayo's hearing was rescheduled. The state said they needed more time to put its case together. He'll be back in court in late October. We will follow this case and keep you updated. For the News 8 investigators, Noelle Gardner reporting.
Do you have something you want the News 8 investigators to look into? Give them a call. That tip line there on your screen, 203-402-TIP-8.